Stakes are high when U.S. President Donald Trump and DPRK leader Kim Jong-un meet in Singapore. It will be the culmination of decades of diplomacy aimed at establishing peace on the Korean Peninsula. Past attempts at denuclearization have failed. The six-party talks, which involved both the ROK and DPRK, the U.S., China, Japan, and Russia, failed to reach a lasting deal. It resulted in a 2005 agreement by Pyongyang to abandon its nuclear development in exchange for economic incentives. But by 2009, the talks were suspended. Hopes for a diplomatic solution were fading, and a war of words between Washington and Pyongyang was escalating.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
The entire United States is within range of our nuclear weapons, and a nuclear button is always on my desk. This is a reality, not a threat.
But with the dawn of 2018 came an opportunity for a breakthrough. In his New Year's Day speech, Kim Jong-un declared his country a peace-loving and responsible nuclear power and called for better ties with South Korea. By February, Kim would send a delegation to the Winter Olympics, and by April, the leaders of the ROK and DPRK held their first summit meeting in more than a decade. That set the scene for a flurry of diplomatic activity, all leading up to an unprecedented meeting between the U.S. and the DPRK.
It's a new transformation. We are seeing diplomatic movement from the leaders of the ROK, DPRK, and U.S. So situations have completely changed compared to the past.
Skeptics may question whether the Trump-Kim summit will achieve a meaningful outcome based on past diplomatic efforts. But experts say past actions don't necessarily predict or dictate future progress.
I expect an agreement in principle and direction under a broad framework. Specifically, any agreement will stipulate the concept of complete denuclearization and complete regime security guarantees.
Over the past several months, we've seen intelligence personnel, high-ranking officials, and working-level diplomacy throughout the region. But regardless of what comes out of the Trump-Kim summit, diplomacy won't stop there. In fact, if the past tells us anything, it's that any diplomatic progress made until now could be all for naught, with the slightest misstep or miscalculation. Hahm, CGTN, Seoul.